first of all, we're going to jump straight in and talk about that thrilling game, Dave, between Liverpool and Arsenal, which felt like a defeat for Arsenal, really, didn't it? And Liverpool could have won it many times over in that second half. But what the hell happened after Arsenal actually took a 2-0 lead in that game? It looked like cruise control for a while, didn't it?
Much of the first half, Arsenal looked very comfortable, and that was quite surprising in itself, because there's obviously so few teams obviously come to Anfield and really play and toy with Liverpool in the way that they did. They controlled possession. It was too easy for them. We didn't see enough, I feel, from Odegaard and Partey. I felt as though Liverpool it was too easy for them to win the game, to win the ball, especially in the second half. They definitely missed Saliba in this game. He was a big miss for them. They actually held things together quite well. There was a few chances that Liverpool had. Liverpool will feel aggrieved. They will feel though they should have won the game. And if Salah had scored that penalty early on in the second half, they could have easily gone on and got a couple of more goals, because the momentum was with them at that point in time. But it almost seemed as though as Liverpool weren't going to score. It was kind of coasting for a while and cruising.
City, the game is looming on the horizon against them, isn't it? And assuming City win their game in hand before that encounter, it's set up now for a team that's incredibly informed, like Manchester City, to seize the initiative, isn't it now? And Arsenal had to stay ahead, didn't they, of that game, really? And they've lost the only kind of advantage or edge they had. So it makes the title race down to the wire. And Arsenal have to be perfect now. They have to be perfect. And I think that might be that extra bit of pressure that they're not used to and City are. And that worries me for them, doesn't it you? That's their chance now gone to go into that City game actually feeling like there's a cushion there.
Yeah, I think the initiative that they've obviously got to carry, and I think they've got 2 games to play before this, and City have only got 1. So they will have played 1 more game, I think, than City when they do play City. So there will be, a margin ahead, assuming they win both of those games. I think they've got 1 against West Ham and they've got 1 against Southampton, which you'd say they should be winning probably both of those games. But yeah, I think you're right. It's almost as though that can be a game on the back of that where you're looking at not just the result, but the way that you're playing and thinking, actually, now we need to kind of, we need to actually turn it around and actually really turn it on now, because this is the time of the season when, the running is pivotal really for both teams, especially Arsenal. We've not really got the experience. It's been so long since they've been in this position that they've obviously got a couple of players who've got a bit of know-how in Zinchenko and Jesus, who will be able to bring that sort of know-how and experience to that team. But they are really very inexperienced in terms of what's going on now in comparison to what City are. So you can see why people might be thinking, the tide's turning. And City are actually, all of a sudden, probably playing the best football they have done all season at the very end. So it is,
It's hard to see them losing, isn't it? I think that's why the game between the two teams now feels heavily in City's favour, because Arsenal have now got a level playing field, or you'd expect them to have a level playing field on points apart from this game, assuming neither team slips up. It does raise questions for me about their mentality going in a title race. It's been a long time since they've been in this position.